What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. My name's Rock Soldier, and today we're going to be continuing our 21 Pilots journey off the Blurry Face album. We're moving on to the next song, which is Tearing My Heart, and I'm super excited to check this out, song out, guys. But first, as you guys know, today is Friday, October 29th. Tomorrow we're going to be going to Columbus, Ohio to see 21 Pilots perform live in their hometown. For the Scaled and Icy tour that they're doing. That's not the, I think it's the Takeover Tour is the actual name of the tour. So we're going to be having a video coming out of that soon. So I just wanted to mention that real quick, guys. We're going to hop right into this reaction. I'm excited to check it out, guys. Let's get it.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been.
Okay, I really like the beat coming in on this song, man. Tearing Heart is a good song, man. I just love the piano in this one, the dun 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 dun. I just like the pace of it. But as for what he's talking about, right, I can only assume that this is kind of not really necessarily like a love song, but this is definitely like a song that's kind of devoted to only who I could assume is his wife Jenna, because I think they were together at the time, Tyler and Jenna. It's been a while. Blurry Face is older for sure. So he says, sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes someone to come around to show you how. Basically saying that to like live life, you have to experience pain too, right? Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul, but sometimes it takes someone to show you that, right? Someone special, someone significant to you, definitely like a significant other. And he goes on to say, she's the tear in my heart, I'm alive. She's tearing my heart, I'm on fire. She's tearing my heart, take me higher than I've ever been. And I feel like this is kind of just saying that she motivates him, right? Like she makes him feel alive. She makes him feel motivated. She makes him feel on top of the world. And she makes him feel all those things way more than he's ever felt before in his life, right? Which it has to be an absolutely incredible feeling.
The songs on the radio are okay, but my taste in music is your face. And it takes a song to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been.
So right there before he goes into the chorus again, he says the songs on the radio are okay. And I wonder if that's a little bit of a nod to the song we just did off the Blurry Face album, Fairly Local, where he says in that song that this song will not be on the radio. So I wonder if it's like a little bit of a nod in a slight way that saying that maybe Fairly Local is you know, better than the radio, so to speak, you know, better than what the radio has to offer. But he goes on to say, but my taste in music is your face, obviously bringing it back, reeled more towards Jenna, I presume. And then he goes on to say, once again, sometimes it takes a song to come around, kind of keeping the music reference there a little bit. So basically saying the same thing, I think, as the first verse.
You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill those with more cement.
It is.
You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you sleep fine. I'm my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement.
Okay. I really like that part of the song, right? You fell asleep in my car. I drove the whole time, but that's okay. I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. So I feel like there's a lot to this line specifically because as we see in like Heavy Dirty Soul with the car in the music video, and then on Ride, kind of Tyler kind of describing his life as a car ride with ups and downs. You know, so from like a metaphorical standpoint, you know, you fell asleep in my car. Basically, you joined me along on this ride. And metaphorically speaking, I'll avoid the holes so you sleep fine, right? And he goes on to say, I'm driving here, I sit cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. And again, staying with like the metaphorical standpoint, he could be like cursing like his own, almost like himself, because I feel like the potholes here kind of represent like the negatives bumps that come in one's life, depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. And I think the music video plays beautifully to that, right? I don't know if you guys noticed, but it seemed like everyone was kind of, you know, like staring at Tyler, and you can kind of see he was kind of making him like a little anxious, a little nervous maybe. And then all of a sudden, like literally his whole world shatters, right? And Jenna comes into frame, and he gets up immediately, follows her. So, you know, from a metaphorical standpoint, basically saying that, you know, because you're in my life and because I care about you so much, I'm going to do my best to keep the negative things away. In this case, the potholes. You know, because, you know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. I don't want there to be bumps in the road, so to speak. And obviously, as more of a like a literal standpoint in the verse, he's basically saying, you know, you just fell asleep in my car. I don't want to disturb you. I don't want to wake you from your peace because I care about you. I want you to get some rest. You know, and you know, literally cursing the government for not filling the fucking potholes, man. So I really like that verse.
For not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know,
Okay.
that you're alive and have a soul, but it takes someone to come around to show you how. She's the tear in my heart. I'm alive. She's the tear in my
Hey,
heart.
yo.
I'm on fire. She's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been. My heart is my armor. She's the tear in my heart. She's
Yeah. I like like the literalness they take from this because it is a little humorous, right? I mean, Jenna is straight up giving my man Tyler the hands right now. I don't even know why he. I mean, I do know why, right? Because it goes back to the chorus, right? To saying that, you know, to live life there has to be a little bit of pain. And you know, he's going on here to say, you know, my heart is my armor, but she's the tear in my heart. Right, so she cuts through the armor, right, and she may cause a little pain. She's a carver, she's a butcher with a smile, but he goes on to say, "Cut me farther," right? Because he loves her, right? He cares for her. Like he's okay with being vulnerable around her, essentially, if that makes sense. And I just love the literalness to the video.
is my armor. She's a tear in my heart. She's a carver. She's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Oh, than I've ever been. My heart is my armor. She's the tear in my heart. She's a carver, she's a butcher with a smile.
Then she consoles
Cut
him,
me farther
make sure he's okay.
than I've ever been.
That was beautiful. All right, so that was "Tear in My Heart" by 21 Pilots off their Blurry Face album. And it was definitely like a little bit of a switch of pace so far from what we've seen on the album in terms of sound, I would say. And the one thing I will say is that I didn't happen to see Blurry Face make an entrance at all. I didn't see any red eyes, but, you know, Tyler still had his black makeup on, kind of still signifying the struggle there a little bit. But it could also be like a little bit of a nod that, like, you know, Jenna is the tear in his heart, right? She's able to pierce through and be, you know, he's able to be vulnerable around here because, you know, she's the one for him. And that could be like a way of saying that, like, you know, she kind of like fights off Blurry Face maybe a little bit, like, if that makes sense. Or that like he's not nearly as doesn't have nearly as much power over Tyler as he would if Jenna wasn't around, so to speak. But I love the song as a whole, man. And I think it was actually a really beautiful song, and I think he put a lot of thought into this, right? Like, you got to think of it from like Jenna's standpoint, right? Because like honestly, I thought this was like a really really beautiful song, and you can tell it's clear that Tyler loves Jenna. And I know years now after this video is made, you know, they have a kid, you know, Rosie and whatnot, which is great. So I mean, overall, man, great video. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did as well. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like, hit that sub button, hit that bell to know we're dropping the next one. So I got for you guys for now. It's your boy Rock Soldier. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm even better tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Alright, guys. Peace.